Hello and welcome to the JB&M Sports Fanatic channel. Thank you for joining me for this video. And apparently, it seems like some former teammates of Deshaun Watson are currently trying to recruit him to go to perhaps the Denver Broncos. It seems like that seems to be the name that keeps coming up. Here is the Denver Broncos. And obviously, it seems like when you look across the board in terms of teams that need quarterbacks, it just makes sense for the Broncos. I mean, obviously, you add a quarterback like either Deshaun Watson or Aaron Rodgers to that mix, and then all of a sudden, that team becomes an instant playoff type of team, or at least that's the thought process behind it. Obviously, they're going to need for their young receivers to step up even more. But with Courtney Sutton coming back from injury, and then what that defense already possesses, so you can definitely see if you get a marquee quarterback to come in, that this team certainly can compete, for a playoff spot, especially with it now being 7 slots as opposed to 6. So certainly that remains to be, seeing whether or not something like that would be done. Some people believe, though, that the Broncos are just one of the places in which he'd be okay going to, maybe not his top choice. Although right now with the situation swirling around him still, we don't know, when we're going to actually get some conclusion to the cases against him. But with that being said, though, obviously a lot of teams are not going to be looking to pull the trigger, especially, giving up valuable assets for a player who very well, is probably going to be missing some time this season either way. So certainly understand that. But hey, when it comes to, like the Broncos needing a quarterback, a lot of teams, realize that, what Drew Lock or either Teddy Bridgewater, those are not really the kind of quarterbacks that you want if you're a team that's trying to get to the Super Bowl. Obviously, Drew Lock still has potential to, reach what everybody thought that the Broncos were getting when they drafted him. He's still young, so that can turn around. But from what we've seen thus far, if he goes out there and looks anything similar to that, then yeah, certainly an upgrade at the position would be something that Bronco fans would welcome with open arms. But that being said, though, Deshaun Watson's case is a lot more tougher than just that. And we'll see, how things continue to transpire. And when the NFL decides to, because at some point they're going to have to let teams know what they're going to do with Deshaun Watson. So once we get that information, that'll help clear out. Well, teams have a better idea in terms of, whether or not this is someone that they want to go after, in all honesty. So with that being said, that is pretty much the latest news. It's just really that he's being recruited by former teammates as well as countless players across the NFL, because I guess, some of them, they really know what Deshaun brings to the roster. I mean, last year with the Houston Texans, he threw for 33 touchdowns and about 7 interceptions, I believe. And 4,800 yards passing, despite the fact that the Houston Texans were only 4-12 last year. It had nothing to do with Deshaun Watson. He was out there balling, and that's even without, DeAndre Hopkins for a full season. So we'll have to wait and see, whether or not that happens for the Broncos. We know there was some interest, in Miami. Philadelphia certainly has the assets, and I don't know how much they believe in Jalen Hurts at the moment. That remains to be seen. But yeah, just a couple of potential teams out there for Deshaun Watson. But with that being said, though, thank you so much for joining me for this video. Hope you enjoyed it. And as always, more stuff starts to come out. You can be sure to find it here. So thanks again for watching and see you guys next time.